you so much for stopping by the podcast, man.
Oh, man, absolutely.
So tell me this. I mean, I know that you're a big fan, great player in your day. You still keep an eye on the game today?
Absolutely. Well, I think the game is great today. I think a lot of times these guys that's playing today don't get the credit that they deserve. One is because there's not as much physicalness in the game. And when you watch the old NBA, one thing's for sure, you're going to see some more fights, a little more talking, bigger guys, bigger bodies.
Some elbows in there, too.
Definitely elbows. But I think today's game is like, it's like a Ferrari and a Porsche. These guys are really fast. They're long and lanky, but they're durable. And I've come accustomed to really like a lot of the games. I think the way that they're shooting the ball is much better than we ever even imagined these days. And just the overall spirit, I think, in today's game is going well.
Who impresses you when you watch them today? Give me maybe 4 or 5 names.
Well, I'll tell you this, like my top 5 players would be LeBron, would be...
Struggling already.
It would be LeBron. I would say LeBron, Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Also, well, I guess Dwayne Wade's not in his prime anymore, but I think as a center I would put DeMarcus Cousins. I love to watch him play. And the other 2 guys I would say would be Anthony Davis and James Harden.
So you put DeMarcus in the mix of this top 5 over Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I do, because normally what happens is this. DeMarcus Cousins has kind of been a bully a little bit in his first part of his career. But since he gets hurt, he'll come back, and I think you'll see his game change now. He'll become a great jump shooter. Because he has to match that enthusiasm for the rest of these guys shooting those threes on the outside from Golden State. And it goes wrong. So I think his game is going to even expand now.
You brought up DeMarcus Cousins. Let's get into this whole super teams concept. When you were playing, some might say Mike, Scottie, and Rodman, super team. Some might say maybe the Blazers with Cliff, Drexler, and those boys had a super team. Maybe Larry and the Celtics, Kareem and the Lakers. Talk to me about your concept or how you feel about the super teams in today's game.
Well, the difference would be is that those teams were designed back then mostly come from draft picks. Nowadays,
so more organic, more natural.
Absolutely, it's a little more natural, I think. Nowadays, it's acceptable for these guys to say that they got to go play with this guy to try to win a championship. Championships have become part of our culture. We respect that as sports fans so much that when our sports fans love that, it rubs off to the players. So the players are saying to themselves, like, everybody's paying attention to all these guys winning the championship, so I need to win a championship. Where it really wasn't like that before. Like, when I was playing, say, back in 1997, I had a chance to go to they asked me that I want to get traded to New Jersey to play with Derek Coleman.
What was your reaction?
No way. I want to play against Derek Coleman. Like in 95, they asked me, you want to go play with Michael Jordan? Chicago's trying to make a trade for you for Scottie Pippen. No, I want to play against Michael Jordan.
Because of that competition.
Yes, absolutely, man.
The funny thing is I just wrote an article about 2 months ago where I talked about these super teams. And to me, it feels like when these guys win these championships and you got Durant, Curry, Clay, Dre, all on the same team, and you're destroying everybody, and you sweep teams, or maybe you sweep your way through the playoffs, or maybe you lose once or twice. To me, it's like it kind of dilutes the weight of your championship.
It does.
Like I respect the players like you who had to go against strong teams, like you had to fight your way through 4 or 5 teams just to make your case. I'm not knocking these players today, but I see that there's a huge difference in the competition level. Your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. I think, it was such a grind back then just to get to each level. And, there's so many good guys that played the game that did win championships, from Karl Malone to Charles Barkley, Shawn Kemp. You see a lot, again, man, there's a lot of power forwards in there. But I just think, back then we were respected to play more of a team game.
Tell me this, could you ever imagine a scenario where you'd be on the same team with Barkley, David Robinson, let's go, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, and maybe Detlef and Pippen off the bench? Can you imagine a team like that?
Man, that'd be great. That's like, play like a quarter a night. Now you see why Kevin Durant and these guys are so well rested, when it comes to playoff time. because they're winning by 30 or 40 a game.
Yeah.
The thing about that is this, though. We don't pay enough attention between the team concept. You really have to have a smart head on you to play with all those guys. So if you put a lot of good guys on the team, you still got to have great chemistry. You still got to have great knowledge of knowing what each other is going to do on the court. So I give them guys a lot of credit for ours as being able to communicate with each other, talk to each other, but also I would say that it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem like it's right.
So what does that mean for you as a fan of the game and as a spectator of the game these days? Being that you have this mindset about the level of competition and super teams.
Well, I think one of the things that it taught me was just to really respect the game. I'm glad that I never played for a super team. I'm okay with not winning the championship, making it to the finals. We played against Michael Jordan in '96 in the championship. If you go back and you check out Michael Jordan's statements always, he'll say his favorite championship was '96.
Because he felt that was the hardest, probably?
That was the hardest one.
You guys pushed him to 6 games.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's like, you know that you stood for something. And I think that right there means more than maybe sometimes even